Welcome back to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. It is night 2. Delegates are set to ceremoniously nominate Vice President Harris as the Democratic nominee any moment now. They are gearing up, trying to stay on time. Let's bring in our political panel, Sabrina Rodriguez and Peter Hamby. Sabrina is a national politics reporter for the Washington Post. Peter is a contributing writer for Puck News, and he's the host of Good Luck America on Snapchat. Great to see both of you. Sabrina, I'll start with you. Obviously, the Democrats would love nothing more than to capture the hope and change and excitement of 2008 when Barack Obama strode out onto that stage. You've been talking to voters here. What are they hoping to hear from Barack Obama tonight?
I mean, they baseline are just excited to hear from Barack Obama. I mean, it is 20 years ago that he gave his the influential speech that showed he was a rising star at the Democratic National Convention in Boston in 2004. And that was where he really showed, his focus on hope and unity. And at a time when the country is as divided as it is, and seeing just the rhetoric that is coming from the other side, they really want to hear him talk about how there is a road forward, how there is a bright future, how they really can see, the country improving, and that happening with Kamala Harris winning the presidency.
Peter, we were expecting to cover a much different convention, I think, than the one that we are covering now. Certainly, there's a lot of love in the party for Joe Biden, but there is a lot more excitement now. How is that going to translate into action once these delegates and volunteers leave this convention and go back to their states, particularly their battleground states?
Nancy, you and I are both on the 2008 campaign. It does feel like the energy, enthusiasm, and excitement among Democrats, grassroots, is real and bigger than it has been for Democrats in many cycles. But in my conversations with DNC delegates here from across the country, they could be from California, they could be from a swing state like Michigan, they could be from any place in the country. They are very, very excited, and more excited than they were when Biden was the nominee. Of course, we've heard that, but they understand that the cloud of Donald Trump winning again is still hanging over this race. It's still very close. Kamala Harris has made a lot of gains on Donald Trump. She's made up for some of Biden's deficits among certain subgroups in the electorate, but it's still a jump ball. Yes, she's up in certain key states. She's up nationally by around 4 points, but people here are saying they need to go back, work hard, knock on doors, raise money, create content for the internet. I was just on the creator stage inside. There's 200 creators here from around the country. The DNC wants to use them to reach non-traditional voters, people who aren't watching traditional news. Democrats are really trying to use every lever they can pull. No one is resting easy. One DNC member from California told me they aren't looking at this election through rose-colored glasses, he was saying, like they were back in 2016. And they kind of took it for granted and thought Hillary Clinton could beat Donald Trump. No one thinks that right now, as excited as they are.
Yeah, one of the things that's really different, Peter, from 2008 when we were covering the campaign together is the social media environment. And I keep running into influencer lounges here at the convention as they try to accommodate these social media stars who they are hoping, Sabrina, will really give them a lift in this race.
They are. I am later tonight going to a Hotties for Harris party.
You are not.
That is being hosted by some of the creators that are in this room tonight. And we just see Democrats are really leaning into that. I think, some folks of us in traditional media are like, wait, we wanted more passes and we wanted more involvement. But really, they're making a lot of space for creators to be involved, for creators to be putting content out, but also just for them to kind of get a better sense of when they're going and they're doing their TikTok videos or engaging with their audiences, what is the message they want to put out, whether that's about issues, whether that's about Kamala Harris's biography they want to be touting, and just kind of trying to get them more informed and plugged in so that they can help in the next 78 days get the message out.
And you've been spending some time with young lawmakers as well, who are influencers in their own right.
Yes, I've been spending time with Congressman Maxwell Frost, who will be on the stage on Thursday, but is really a hot commodity at this convention and really been speaking at delegation breakfasts. And to the point of what Peter was saying, I mean, is really driving home this point of, okay, you're here, it's a party, you're having a great time, but there is so much work that needs to happen, especially in those battleground states where it can be a matter of just a few thousand votes that determine this. And like we were saying before off camera, I mean, this is a group of people that is incredibly plugged in, but millions of Americans are just now, really tuning into this election. They might not know very much about Kamala Harris. Even if she was the vice president, they don't necessarily know what she stands for. And, they're going to decide this election, and they're still getting informed as we speak.
And they're a lot more energized than they were a month ago. Sabrina Rodriguez and Peter Hamby, thank you so much for your insights.